Hi folks, Bag Defo here. Today we are going to show you how to save some golf grips on golf clubs. I have a couple of tools here that I like to use for saving grips. The first one here, this one I got at Golfsmith a while back. You can see it's a long, kind of stiff wire. This is a popular one. This is another one I got from the Golfworks. This is just a stiffer, flatter one. It's got some good. It's a little flexible this way. It's got some good lateral strength here. This is the one I prefer to use, and we're going to get set up, and I'm going to show you how to save some grips quickly. We'll talk about the types of grips that are going to be saved here. Some you can, some you can't. Some are obviously will stretch a little bit better than others. Typically grips that do not stretch will be much harder to save, in fact almost impossible. Typically this is like a Tour Velvet 360. This stretches pretty well. This is probably pretty easy to save. Same thing with this type of grip. Actually, it's more like a Tour Velvet type of grip. That's something easy to save. This is an old X20 here with a grip that's been on for at least, I don't know, when did X20s come out? Probably 2007, 2008, something like that. So this is the original grip. This grip has probably been on since that time, so at least 10 plus years. This grip gets hard and slick. This isn't worth saving, and to be, even though it's maybe if it was a year or two old, it'd be much easier to save, but this is pretty much toast and not worth saving at all. This is a Tour Velvet cord. So these type of grips do not stretch well. You could possibly save this with a needle. It'd be very hard to use if this was a newer grip, if this was put on, maybe, within a month or two, it would stretch out, but once it gets hard and slick, again, it kind of loses its elasticity, and it's super hard to save. So again, only if it was a newer grip, and I would probably use a needle for something like this, and even a multi-compound grip, which are very popular. Again, if they're newer, if they've only been on for a few months, you could use one of these to save it, or you could use a needle, depending on again how old the grip is. But once they get hard and slick, they're going to be very hard to save. Another popular grip is a wind grip. These, again, they do not stretch out well. They will stretch, but again, only if it is a new grip. Again, maybe you're talking a little less time. If it was you're talking about a month, a month or two max. If it's been on, if a wind grip looks fairly new like this one, but has been on the shaft for a while, again, a needle, maybe. I've saved plenty of wind grips with a needle. The longer it is on there, the harder it is to save, but you cannot use something like this or something like this on a wind grip. Again, anything that doesn't stretch well will be, again, hard to use here. So we're going to take this over to the utility sink. We're going to save. This is going to be easily saved. We're going to use one of each. See which one kind of works better, and we'll get set up over at the utility sink. Okay, we're back over at the utility sink. I have our couple of tools here. Again, tool number one, the one from the Golfworks. I'm sorry, this is one from the Golfsmith, popular one. This one from the Golfworks. So let's go. We'll try this one first. Again, see how well this works. Just got an old Mizuno demo. It's probably 5 years old, I guess. Grip's in pretty good shape, but so the reason why we're over at the utility sink, it's just it's pretty easy. Got my grip solvent. I just keep it in an old bottle, just normal, you know, citrus-based regular grip solvent you can get at any of your local Golf Galaxy or Dick's. You can pick it up at, and just got it in an easy little squeeze bottle here with a cap. All right. First thing I want to do, if you can get it in a corner here to work on it, to get it to spin a little bit, that would be good. If you can, let's take this out, see if I can take this out here. Usually take this out, and now I have an anchor point here that will avoid slipping while I'm kind of twisting it down. So step number one, let's get our tool here. Just lay this right here. Get our grip solvent. So step number one, we're gonna get this started in here. So we're gonna lift up the end of there. We're gonna get that started here. We're gonna shoot a little solvent down there. We're gonna slowly get this turned here. You can see it's starting to work its way down. We're gonna kind of turn our way. Again, this one, I'm gonna spin it, work its way down. A little more solvent. Spin it, work its way down. It's about halfway down now. More solvent. Spinning it. Okay. More solvent. It's also nice if you have the club head still on the club to gets it a lot easier, but you can see how this one is kind of stretching the bottom out of the grip. Not quite down all the way. And these are usually pretty easy to save, so I think we're almost there. I think we're almost down at the bottom. Are we there? Yep, so we're gonna pull this out and just rinse this off real quick. And slide that off there. So see, kind of chewed up the tape inside. Grip's in decent shape, but see how it kind of chews it up. Even if this is a graphite shaft, it will be fine. But so that worked decently. Let's get a towel here. We'll work on the other one. Okay, second one I got here. Get rid of this here. Wipe this off. Right over there. Okay, this is again a Tour Velvet 360. It's probably been on this club for about a year, I'd say. And we'll try same thing, same method. We'll try this one. Again, we're gonna do the same thing. If we can get it, if we can anchor it in a corner, either one, whichever one is easy to work at. But I like if you have the drain there to use, that'd be good. I'm gonna get that started again. A little solvent. Okay. I'll work this one around. See, it's already going down a lot smoother. Okay, I mean that's pretty good. I'll just rinse this off real quick so you can grab it. can see how easily that comes off. Leaves the tape nice and intact, so we can get it off a lot more easily. So there we go. So you can see the difference. So obviously this tape would be a lot, I wouldn't reuse this tape, but it's a lot easier to get off than something like this. You'd have to be scraping this one off. So see how much quicker that was. So again, this is the one, the flat one. This is the one, again, I got from the Golfworks. This one works pretty good. Just for the hell of it, we're going to take that old X20. We're going to try and save this grip. See how well this works. Again, I don't know, hit or miss. Let's see. I don't think it's going to come off. Definitely nowhere as easier as the last one, but let's give it a go. It's a little gummy. A little solvent there. This one's actually pretty good. Okay. Much easier than I expected. Who knows? Let's see what's underneath. So maybe that has something to do with it. But I'm probably going to guess that this does not have hardly any tape on it. Just that clear, you know, plastic tape. I'm guessing. Is this the reproduction? Yes. So this is the reproduction X20, the one without the bore through. So this probably has, you know, no tape on it. It's probably got that clear, just plastic, that clear plastic tape that's virtually invisible. So, yep. So that's why it was so easy to come off with this. I think if this was the original bore through and not the reproduction, would have been a little more difficult to get off, but nonetheless, that worked pretty easily. So again, this is the clear winner. And if you're saving a lot of grips, this works very well. So I hope that helped you guys out.